Hey, what's up guys? This is Mirror Image with Reborn Reality, and today is the day of the January 28th update. And there's a couple things we need to go over. First of all, map completion was one of the first things I noticed. When I zoomed out of my map, I noticed that I no longer had 100% map completion. And I'm just going to show you first of all where the two new waypoints are. One thing though is if you are playing a Mesmer and you've been kind of annoyed with having that star above your head, this might be the chance to not have to have it above your head. So when you're doing world versus world, it's harder to distinguish you from your clones. But anyways, I'm going to show you where the new waypoints are anyways, just in case you want to get map completion. Straits of Devastation is the first one, and if you look up here sort of in the northern western region of this map, you'll see Dire Shoal waypoint, and that's the new one on Straits of Devastation. There's also a new one on Curse Shore, and I'm going to waypoint right over there so you can see where that is as well. So there's a couple of other things. I'm going to go over the update notes for the Mesmer in this segment as well, just so we can talk about that since we are on the Mesmer class, and then just go over sort of some of the general things that the update has covered. So here we are on Curse Shore. As you can see, there's a lot of different of these statues that they've added. So there are actually different things that you can get from the guys that you originally got armor with Karma. They sell these different chests. Now, some people have said they've gotten exotics and stuff. I haven't confirmed any of that. So far, all I know is that you get Karma jugs and some random items, but apparently there's an assortment of new things you can get. So the waypoint that you can get on Curse Shore is here in the south, right there. So, I mean, the fastest way to probably get here is to either go from Cathedral of Silence and swim across, or go from where I am at the Gate of Ara and just make your way down southward. So I'm gonna go take a look at these statues really quick because I'm not really quite sure what they're here for. But I'm probably gonna die since we're running a glass cannon shatter build, and nobody else is. I'm gonna die probably. Yeah, the area damages the living's health, and I'm living because I'm a plant. So I don't. Yeah, we'll take a look at that later. I'm gonna have people with me, so I'm kind of scared. Maybe after I finish the rest of this stuff for this video. If you notice up in the upper right part of my screen, there is a new user interface. There's one part for your daily right here. So it makes it easier to keep track of everything you've done, so you don't have to keep pressing H and going to your achievements and then scrolling through the different things to see what you've done. You actually have this nice, really clean user interface right there for your dailies. And it looks like this is a star for map completion, so I'm not sure if that still is above my head or not, because I can't self-target. Yeah, I can't self-target myself. Let's see if the been there done that. If I still have that accolade or whatnot. Hero. Well, I still have the been there done that. So I guess that title stays with you. I'm not sure about the star. I would have to have somebody else view me, and there's nobody here except for me. So the story has not commenced as yet, as far as I know. So if you are worried about it being like Sea of Sorrows, don't worry. This is an event that you will be able to do over the course of at least a couple of weeks. So it's going to be an ongoing story. So you don't have to worry about missing it like you did with the Sea of Sorrows event. So now I'm just going to go to Lion's Arch to show you the Laurels and the Laurel vendor and the different items that you can get from there. The Laurel seems like a very good system because, for one, dailies and monthlies are kind of boring, and besides getting karma, they're not really all that important. You do get your achievement points, but I want achievements that mean something, not just the achievements from grinding a boring daily. So here we go, the Laurel Merchant on the map for Lion's Arch. It's just in the southern corner, sort of in the area where you go to the vendors for armor. And if you talk to this guy, look at this. This is where everybody is. Nobody's in Ara, so I'm probably gonna go check that out. Actually, the Ara thing. And like I said, the vendors up there do offer chests now, so 1 second, somebody's PMing me. I might as well say hi. So if we look over here, there's you know, the standard stuff that sort of comes in these updates. We got tonics, looks like some mini pets, and then here we have gear sets. And so what this really is, besides trying to get different gear, because it is going to be random gear, you can either get a rare or an exotic. You get 2 of these gear chests for having 5 laurels, but basically it's a chance to get some piece of armor that you can salvage for either you know, for ectos. So if you're trying to make, you know, armor or just get upgrade components for the Mystic Forge, this is going to be a great way to do that with laurels. So basically anything that you could get with fractals, you can now get through your dailies. Obsidian shards, dyes, different gears for the different classes, harvesting materials or harvesting tools, sorry. Crafting bags. So they're different types of boosters. They're not as good as the ones that you can get from the trading post with the gems. So, but it's good that they're offering a way to get boosters without needing to spend money on gems or do that conversion, since it is kind of a crazy amount. If we look here at the second tab, there are different. We have the amulets that they were talking about. Looks like they're all 30 here. There's the different infusions. So instead of just getting infusions that, you know, increase agony resistance, we have things like karma, experience from kills, a whole variety. Now, you know, there's going to be that guy that gets the magic find one because he wants to get more stuff. The gold one. I'm probably going to go personally for power or precision. Probably power. I like to do damage. So, but just take a look at all these different amulets. It's amazing. So they all have like unique skins. It's really awesome. Then they're also offering the rings that you could have gotten from Fractals. So you can get those with the laurels. And then if you're a World v Worlder, now there's a benefit to doing your dailies. Even though you can do all of your dailies in World vs. World, but you can now use laurels to get siege equipment. And lastly, this is something that's interesting. One-time account purchase. So I'm not sure how much, like, it basically, what it says is double click to open and you get a jeweler starter kit, a leatherwork starter kit. But it's one-time account purchase. So this means you can only have one of these on your account. So that's, I wonder how much stuff you get or what you get from them. That's gonna be interesting. I'm not gonna spend my laurels till I find out. So I'm selfish that way. The only problem with the laurels is accumulating them is going to be quite difficult, because for doing a daily, I believe you only get one right now. So in the matter of a month, let's say, you know, you do your monthly and your dailies, and I'm not sure how many you get for your monthlies yet, but for your dailies, I'm almost positive it's one. It would take you at least a month to get a royal signet, a ring, or even a one of these amulets. So yeah, it's gonna take a lot longer to get them through the laurel way than it would be to grind fractals. And you know, I haven't. You know what? Let's go check fractals. Let's see if we can get the items just from doing that from the vendors really quick. Yeah, I should have gone invisible. Let's see what's going on. Yep, somebody's asking me about the achievements right now, so I should always go invisible before I try making these videos, so I don't make everybody mad and viewers mad, and yeah. So let's see. Yeah, I'm stuck in the level 31 fractals. Not really stuck, I just haven't really been doing it as much, because I was interested to see if we'd be able to get amulets through doing fractals. So let's go and ask the merchant. Okay, so we got the standard stuff here, like we always have. The rings, and well, it appears he does not sell amulets. Let's try this one. Nope. And no. So it appears that the only way to get amulets is to do your dailies. So there's some benefits and some, negative things to that. It means more people will be out doing PvE or world versus world type things. The PvE environment where you're gathering, you're killing different types of creatures. So that's good because it'll encourage players to go out into the world. The only bad thing is it's going to take at least a month to get one of those, and there's at least there's only one amulet slot, so a month for one piece of gear isn't bad, considering that's really the only one, only one piece, and it's the only one that you can have in your set. But if you want to have multiple ones, let's say you're running 5 different builds or something like that, on a regular basis, and you want to have the best possible gear, you're going to have to wait probably 3 to 4 months if you count the monthly. So we'll see how much laurels you get, or how many laurels you get from the monthlies. So that's it for that. The laurels, the user interface. Of course, don't forget the waypoints, which are, just as a reminder, Straits of Devastation up here in the northern region, and Cursed Shore down here in the south. I'm not going to get them yet because I want to know if the star appears above my head while I'm doing PvP. So if you do find out before I do, please post something in the comments. I'd really like to know, because if it doesn't affect that, I would like to go ahead and get map completion again. But if the star doesn't appear above my head, this seems like it's the solution for Mesmer right now. So just 1 second, I'm going to be pulling up some stuff on their website that we can look at. There's some interesting things that ArenaNet has done in this update that aren't just visible to the naked eye. So we're going to check out that next. Alright, so first of all, we're going to look at the topic under Guild Wars 2 discussion. And as always, it looks like people are already complaining about new features added into Guild Wars. People are mostly complaining because the Laurel system is going to prevent people from getting gear as quickly as they want to. Nobody will buy Ascended Rings with Laurels is an interesting post talking about how quickly you can get the Ascended gear by doing the dailies and the Fractals of the Mist, as opposed to having to do dailies. So here we go, 4 to 5 dailies versus 35 days of daily chores, basically Fractals versus dailies. And so that is going to piss off some of the people that are into the grind. But I guess ArenaNet just doesn't want people to play 8 hours a day so they can get all the gear first. But I don't know, forcing players to. I thought the Laurels were going to add some diversity, but it looks like it might just be preventing players from doing grinds. So we'll see how that plays out and if they make any changes to that in the future. There's a lot of stuff in the update notes, but we're only going to highlight the main things. First of all, there will be a story going on, and to find out how the story develops, you need to talk to heralds. Heralds will begin appearing in cities across Tyria. Their task is to keep adventurers apprised of the events currently underway that are driving the living story forward. So the living story is something that we see a lot. So it's mentioned at least 7 times in this update. So the living story is sort of this, not dynamic events, but sort of their dynamic events interpreted or transferred into sort of a narrative setting. So it's going to be something that they want to appear to be living and breathing and actually changing the course of the world. So we'll see how that plays out. Another thing is Fractals. That's probably the biggest thing. Besides, the UI, the achievements is really cool. But Fractals of the Mist has a wonderful update. Players can now reconnect to the Fractals of the Mist if they are disconnected. Oh my gosh. So this is huge because you always get in those groups and somebody disconnects, somebody rage quits, and you can be 4-manning a Fractals. It's ridiculous. But now it appears that you can now have players hop right back in with you. So this is spectacular for Fractals players. This is huge. Players can now connect to a Fractal map even if they are not part of the original group that created the Fractal instance. So let's say somebody rage quits, you can add somebody new to the party. So this is just making Fractals that much more convenient. This is huge because it was becoming a real pain, and it was really one of the biggest problems with Fractals. We also see here guesting. Players may now log into a world other than their home world as a guest. Now this is really big for PvEers because you can get into the same dungeons, you can get in the same fractals through overflows. There aren't a lot of overflows in PvE. Actually, I rarely get into any of those. And if you want to play with your friends on the map doing map completion and your dailies, you can't do that if you're on different servers. But now you can with the guesting feature. You can guest over to 2 different worlds in a 24-hour period. I tried it myself, so I'm actually positive of this. Sometimes I get ahead of myself and sort of make up things, apparently. The world transfer fee is listed right here. It now costs a gem fee, which I mentioned in the last video. Population density and ore is adjusted, so that could be either good or bad. I'm hoping there's less of the ore people, but as you could see, there were very few actual players in the ore location, so I'm sure people will be checking out the new features there in the days to come. So we've also see for World vs. World, character load times in World vs. World have been improved through the use of preloaded placeholder models. Now they talked about this earlier. Basically, a placeholder, not hoarder or whore. A placeholder model is basically an image of your character that isn't as detailed or as robust as your main character model, and basically allows people to see sort of you before you actually fully load. So it's preloaded and it's a toned down version of yourself. This is going to help improve culling. I haven't actually seen it myself because I haven't had a chance to do World vs. World because I'm checking out the other new features right now. But if you have any feedback on this, be sure to leave it in the comment section. Some random updates to the Fractals of the Mists here. You can read about that. I'll post a link in the description. Now we're going to move down to the Mesmer stuff, because I'm a Mesmer, so that's the stuff I'm most interested in. Luckily, the bugs, or the nerf or buff aspect of this, it seems that Mesmers didn't really get a nerf this time. First of all, Cleansing Conflagration. This trait should now remove a condition at the beginning of the prestige instead of at the end of the skill. So that one obviously is associated with the torch weapon. Duelist Disciple. This trait no longer reduces damage dealt by the illusionary duelist. Basically, when you had this trait selected, your duelist would do less damage, making it a less desirable trait to have. But now if you are using a pistol Mesmer, you can have this trait and your duelist should be doing fine damage. If you ever have questions about how accurate these statements are, because sometimes ArenaNet lies. That's how MMOs work. You can always check in the forum section for Guild Wars 2 and just go under the Mesmer, and people will already be talking about the things that are changing. Let's see what else we have. Illusion of Life. The skill should no longer allow players to rally off of creatures that grant no experience. So I'm guessing if you kill a rabbit now in World vs. World, you can't rally if you have Illusion of Life. I don't know. I've killed I think I killed a deer once when I was in the middle of a fight, rallied, and then finished off the guy. So I kind of cheated, but it was outsmarting the enemy, I guess. Let's see. Okay, I want to take a look at the portals really quick. Basically, what they're saying is that the skill, the cooldown should actually reflect the duration, or the duration should actually reflect the actual duration of the portal skill. So I want to go ahead and look in the game one more time just to see if how long the portal actually lasts. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. Alright, so I'm back here in Lion's Arch, and I'm gonna go ahead and put out the portal, and let's see what it says. Oh, so instead of the duration being 20 seconds, they changed the description to be 10 seconds. So rather than making it what the description said, they rather made it so the description matched the actual duration of the portal. So it's only 10 seconds long. I was really hoping that they would make it actually last 20 seconds. So that is kind of a bummer. But whatever, their portals are probably going to keep getting nerfed because you SPVPers out there hate Mesmers and their portals. But not to worry, another class will be getting a type of portal soon, so we won't be getting the only portal hate. Anyways, that's all for today, guys. Don't forget to like the video, add it to your favorites, share with your friends. This is Mirror Image with Reborn Reality, and remember to keep it real in reality.